Hello, my name is Anna, and I'm an aspiring writer from Spain. This is my story, and I want to share my adventures in Birmingham with you. I also want to tell you about my extraordinary teacher who changed the way I learned English. As you read my story, you'll improve your English along with me. Chapter 1. A Train Journey. It was a perfect summer day, the kind that makes you feel anything is possible. I was on a train heading to a small town just outside Barcelona. Two women were sitting across from me, chatting animatedly in English. Although I had been studying English for a few months, I was still very much a beginner, and their rapid conversation sounded like a beautiful but incomprehensible song. Feeling bold, I decided to join in. I greeted them with a simple, "Hello, I am Anna. I learn English." They smiled warmly and replied slowly, making sure I could follow. Their kindness encouraged me, and soon we were having a basic conversation. I learned that they were sisters from Birmingham, returning home from a business trip. Our talk lasted until the next station, where I had to get off. Before I left, they handed me a piece of paper with their contact information and invited me to visit them in Birmingham. I decided to visit them as soon as possible. That brief encounter fueled my desire to master English. I began immersing myself in the language, translating short stories, watching movies with subtitles, and listening to English songs. After 6 months of intense self-study, I felt ready to take the next step. Chapter 2. New Beginnings in Birmingham. With a mix of excitement and nerves, I arrived in Birmingham, feeling as if I were an alien in an unknown place, but I was ready to join an English language school. My first class was on a crisp Monday morning, reminiscent of Tom Sawyer's school days. The classroom buzzed with students from all over the world. Our teacher, Ms. Leanne, was a young, vibrant woman with an infectious enthusiasm for teaching. She greeted each of us warmly, making us feel at ease immediately. Ms. Leanne asked us to introduce ourselves and share why we wanted to learn English. When it was my turn, I spoke about my dream of becoming a writer and how important it was for me to learn English to reach a broader audience. Ms. Leanne listened intently and then introduced us to her unique teaching method. "We won't be using traditional textbooks," she announced. While she was talking, I thought, "What? No books?" In the meantime, I heard my teacher saying, "Instead, we'll focus on using English in our daily lives. Language is about communication, not just grammar rules and vocabulary lists." This approach resonated with me. I had always struggled with the rigid structure of textbooks, finding them more confusing than helpful. I never understood why psychology starts with a P and symmetry starts with an S. Furthermore, I had no idea what K is doing in knife. It's knife. It doesn't end here. How can night and night be pronounced same? I guess you get my struggles. Ms. Leanne explained that by engaging with the language actively, we would learn faster and retain more. Chapter 3. Immersive Learning. Our lessons were lively and interactive. We discussed our hobbies, favorite books, and what we like to do in our free time. These conversations were not just practice, but a way to connect and learn about each other. Ms. Leanne's approach was refreshing, and it made learning English enjoyable and effective. On Tuesday, one of my classmates, Amit from India, asked a question that intrigued us all. "What is the best way to learn new words?" Ms. Leanne smiled and shared her secret: reading. Amit, being Amit, got confused and asked how reading could improve speaking. He said, "I have also joined some IELTS classes. There is a massive difference. There are 3 passages in reading and 60 minutes. He kept adding to it, making us all laugh. It was a good fun. Then Ms. Leanne replied, "Reading is the most effective way to expand your vocabulary," she said. "When you read, you encounter new words in context, which helps you understand and remember them better. Try to read for at least half an hour every day." She advised us to choose books and articles that genuinely interested us. "Enjoying what you read is crucial," she said. If you're passionate about the topic, you'll be more motivated to learn. She also suggested looking up unfamiliar words in a dictionary and noting how they fit into sentences. This advice transformed my approach. I started reading English novels, beginning with simpler texts and gradually moving to more complex ones. I discovered that not only did my vocabulary improve, but I also learned how to construct sentences more naturally. Chapter 4. Finding a job. After class, I chatted with my classmates about finding a part-time job. They recommended visiting a job center, which offered various positions suitable for students. At the job center, a friendly staff member suggested roles like health policy insurer, sales manager, cleaner, customer service, and few more were there. Although I had no experience in any of them, she assured me that my improving English was sufficient for a waitress job and that it would provide more opportunities to practice speaking. I was thrilled to start my new job on Thursday at a charming little cafe called Soho Restaurant. It was the perfect place to practice my English with customers and colleagues. The cafe had a cozy atmosphere, with soft jazz playing in the background and the aroma of freshly brewed coffee filling the air. My colleagues were friendly and supportive, helping me with the menu and teaching me new phrases. Chapter 5. Pronunciation Challenges. On Wednesday during class, Jill Yang from Taiwan shared her struggles with pronunciation. Despite understanding English well, she felt self-conscious about her accent and often hesitated to speak. Ms. Lian introduced us to a technique called shadowing. Shadowing is simple but powerful, she explained. You listen to native speakers and mimic their speech as closely as possible. This helps train your mouth muscles to produce sounds correctly. We watched a YouTube video on shadowing and practiced for a few minutes. Ms. Lian suggested using this technique daily and especially before presentations. I found shadowing fascinating and incorporated it into my routine, noticing gradual improvements in my pronunciation. Chapter 6. Football and Friendship. After school, I learned about the school's sports activities from the receptionist. I was delighted to join the football team, where I met players from Brazil, Japan, England, Spain, Argentina, and Italy. Playing football was not only fun, but also an excellent way to practice English and make new friends. We practiced every Friday afternoon, and our camaraderie grew with each game. The field became a place where language barriers dissolved and teamwork prevailed. Chapter 7. The Power of Thinking Aloud. On Thursday, a new student named Valeria joined our class. Valeria, who had attended a beginner class the previous year, spoke English fluently with impressive pronunciation. Ms. Lian praised her progress and asked how she had improved so much. Valeria credited a technique she learned from Ms. Lian called thinking aloud. Thinking aloud helped me a lot, Valeria shared. I started with simple sentences and gradually made them more complex. It felt strange at first, but soon it became natural. Inspired by Valeria's story, I decided to try thinking aloud. I began narrating my day-to-day activities in English, describing everything I did and saw. This practice not only improved my fluency, but also boosted my confidence in speaking English. I would describe my morning routine, my walk to school, and even my thoughts while shopping. Over time, this constant practice became second nature. Chapter 8. Lily's Story. A few weeks later, Lily, a new student from Italy, joined our class. Her English was impeccable, and Ms. Lian was curious about her learning methods. Lily revealed that she had never attended an English school. Instead, she had used the techniques Ms. Lian taught: reading, shadowing, and thinking aloud. Lily's journey was inspiring. She started with basic sentences like, "I can speak English," and "I want to improve," and gradually progressed to more complex thoughts. Her consistent practice paid off when she met an Australian tourist in Italy and was able to converse effortlessly. Her story showed us that with dedication and the right techniques, anyone could master a new language. Chapter 9. Exploring Birmingham. As I settled into life in Birmingham, I took time to explore the city. Birmingham is a vibrant city with a rich history and diverse culture. On weekends, I would visit different neighborhoods, each offering its own unique charm. The bustling Bullring Shopping Center, the historic canals, and the beautiful Birmingham Botanical Gardens became my favorite spots. These excursions not only allowed me to practice my English, but also helped me fall in love with the city. One Saturday, I visited the Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery, where I marveled at the stunning pre-Raphaelite paintings and learned about the city's industrial past. I also attended local events, such as music festivals and food markets, where I mingled with locals and tried delicious new dishes. These experiences enriched my understanding of English culture and made my language learning journey more exciting. Chapter 10. Cultural Exchange. Our classroom was a melting pot of cultures, and Ms. Leanne encouraged us to share our traditions and customs. We had cultural exchange days where students would bring food, music, and stories from their home countries. I shared traditional Spanish tapas and taught my classmates how to dance flamenco. In return, I learned about Indian festivals, Japanese tea ceremonies, and Brazilian carnival dances. These exchanges fostered a sense of community and broadened our perspectives. Chapter 11. My Progress. Following Ms. Leanne's advice and learning from my classmates' experiences, my English improved rapidly. I read voraciously, shadowed native speakers, and thought aloud daily. My job at the cafe provided constant opportunities to practice, and my interactions with customers and colleagues became more fluent and confident. Ms. Leanne's innovative teaching methods transformed my learning experience. By focusing on real-life communication and practical techniques, I learned English more effectively and enjoyably. My time in Birmingham was filled with new friendships, exciting experiences, and a deep sense of achievement, and not to forget the Peaky Blinders story. Chapter 12. Preparing for the Future. As my time in Birmingham drew to a close, I began preparing for the future. I started writing short stories in English, incorporating the techniques I had learned. Ms. Leanne provided valuable feedback, helping me refine my writing style. I also attended workshops and joined a local writers group, where I met fellow aspiring writers who shared my passion. One evening, as I sat in my cozy apartment, I reflected on my journey. I had come a long way from the timid girl on the train, struggling to form basic sentences. Now, I could express myself confidently and creatively in English. My dream of becoming a writer was no longer a distant fantasy, but a tangible goal within reach. Chapter 13. Saying Goodbye. The day came when I had to say goodbye to Birmingham and my friends. We held a farewell party, filled with laughter, music, and heartfelt speeches. Ms. Leanne presented me with a certificate of achievement and a book of English literature, with her signature. It made me cry, because throughout this journey, I had numerous difficulties, doubts, and many negative things which I ignored and overcome, and I achieved what I wanted. Now this souvenir of Ms. Leanne is a symbol of how far I had come. As I boarded the train back to Spain, I felt a mix of sadness and excitement. I was leaving behind a city that had become a second home, but I was also looking forward to the next chapter of my life. I carried with me not only the language skills I had acquired, but also the memories of an incredible journey. Chapter 14. New Horizons. Back in Spain, I continued to pursue my dream of becoming a writer. I wrote articles for English language magazines, contributed to blogs, and even started working on my first novel. The skills and confidence I gained in Birmingham were instrumental in my progress. I also stayed in touch with my friends from Birmingham, including Ms. Leanne. We exchanged letters and emails, sharing updates on our lives and language learning journeys. Their encouragement and support kept me motivated and inspired. Epilog. A message to fellow learners. My story is a testament to the power of immersive learning and the impact of a dedicated teacher. Ms. Leanne's innovative methods and my classmates' diverse experiences made my language learning journey enjoyable and effective. If you are learning a new language, I hope my story inspires you to pursue your dreams with passion and perseverance. Language learning is not just about mastering grammar and vocabulary. It's about connecting with people, exploring new cultures, and expanding your horizons. Embrace the journey, stay curious, and never stop learning. The world is full of opportunities, and with determination and the right approach, you can achieve your goals. Keep one thing in mind: if you ever meet a new person in your life, he or she will ask you about your name, not the rule of present perfect tense or about parts of speech. Hope you get what I mean. Thank you for reading my story. I wish you all the best in your language learning adventures. If you find this video useful, then please subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. Thanks.